Because like I said, when we're having those spikes of stress, we have to figure out how, okay, boom, spike of stress. We have to figure out how we can get back down to normal levels as quickly as possible. So that may be breathing techniques. That may be stepping outside and getting some natural sunlight. That may be turning on your favorite song. That may be calling your person that you talk to about things. That could be praying. Pray. Oh my gosh, I should have started with that one. Pray first. Don't wait for anything else. Pray first. Talk to God. Let God be the one to pull you out of that stress. Lay your worries down to Him and know that He's taking care of your stress. He's taking care of your worries. He's taking care of your prayers. Whatever it may be, lay that stress down to Him, and He will provide comfort and peace far beyond anything else that could provide you comfort and peace. You always also want to make sure that you're getting that 7 to 9 hours of sleep. It's so important to give your brain that break so that your brain is functioning the way that it needs to function. Have you ever noticed when you don't get an adequate amount of sleep and you have like a really big day the next day and you can't really, you're cloudy, or you may have like clouded judgment? There's a lot of things that when you're not getting an accurate amount of sleep, it can affect the way that you do other things. So also, I really want you guys to focus on your exercise. So with that being said, I want you to work out 3 to 5 times a week. And that can look like going to the gym, home workouts. If you need some at-home workouts, message your girl. I did at-home workouts for about March, April, May, June, July, August, like 6 months straight before I actually went and got a gym membership and I started working out at the gym. And even then, sometimes I did at-home workouts just because go to the gym takes some time sometimes. So, yeah, that's kind of like your lifestyle and stress management vibe. You also want to focus on like what you're putting into your brain. So what are you listening to? Are you listening to things that you shouldn't be listening to that maybe are stressing you out, giving you anxiety, like the news? Y'all, turn it off. We don't have a say in anything that goes on anyways, so just live your life the way that you need to live your life and focus on you. Because when you focus on like listening to the news and getting scared of like what's going to happen and stuff like that, then you're just going to cause yourself extra anxiety that you don't need in your life. So really, I really consider taking that into consideration. Or what can you do differently? Can you start your day with a 10-minute video on YouTube, whether that be a prayer or whether that be a motivational speech or whatever it may be, a worship song, a feel-good song? Like my favorite is what's it called? Live Good. You just need to live more and love more. Yeah, I had to sing it a little bit. Yikes. I don't know what that's going to sound like. Give me the studio. Now that we hit on like the lifestyle and stress management tips, I want to hit a little bit on like the dietary recommendations. So I did take you through kind of like what your day could look like if you have like breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks. But I really want to specifically hit on the fact that what you eat directly impacts how you feel. If you go and you eat your McDonald's cheeseburger for lunch, you're not going to be clear the rest of the day because there's a bunch of antibiotics and there's a bunch of hormones in there and there's a bunch of nonsensical things in that cheeseburger. I can't even tell you what's in there. But same thing, like if you go and eat a pizza, like you're going to be sluggish, you're not going to feel good. But if you choose to prepare your lunch and you take a meal to your work, or if you already have meal preps for the week, like whatever it may be, make sure that you are fueling your body with what it needs to be fueled with. I took you through this in back there in the episode. And it's so important. And some really good brain foods. I wanted to list some of these off for you guys, or all of them, because these brain foods are directly correlated with your gut health as well, because obviously your food is going into your gut and these are good for your brain as well. So that gut-brain axis is going to be working muy bueno, good, excelente. But some really good brain foods are fatty fish. So you could do like salmon, Like, I think catfish is a good one. I don't eat too much catfish, to be honest. But I really eat salmon. Like, salmon is my go-to pretty much if we're talking about fish. If we're talking about seafood in general, I typically do salmon or shrimp. But you want to make sure that it's wild caught and not farm raised. Because farm raised, they do put, like, antibiotics in there and stuff. Which, yes, you know, our oceans and everything are not the cleanest as they used to be. But if they're wild caught, it's going to be better for you. Another good brain food is blueberries, broccoli, pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, nuts, eggs. Same thing with eggs. Like, you want to make sure that you're getting cage-free eggs, organic, and grass-fed, like grass-fed chickens. Oranges are really good for your brain health. Turmeric, you can find this in like tea. You can get some seasoning. You can season, like, maybe you want to season your fish with turmeric, or maybe you make some vegetables and you want to season it with some turmeric. Green tea is really good for it. Avocados. Y'all, my friend won me a freaking avocado out of like one of those little claw machines. And it is literally the cutest thing ever. Like, I'm obsessed with the avocado. And I actually bought another one at the store. I just love avocados. I think they're so cute. Like, I don't know. Once you put a face on an avocado, it's just like... like, what? Why did they do that to us? But they're so good, too. Like, I've talked about this. Avocados are one of the most diverse foods on this planet. So you can do so much with avocados. Beets are really good for brain foods, whole grains, tomatoes. So all of these you want to include within your diet. And then not only is it going to affect you in your day-to-day activities, but it's going to have long-term effects on your lifestyle. If you actively start changing your diet now, imagine how your brain is going to feel a week, a month, 2 months, 6 months, a whole year. Like, imagine how you're going to feel if you're not going and getting that pizza for lunch, if you're not going and getting that Taco Bell for lunch, and you're focused on my meal preps and making sure that I have a diverse food group, like, and making sure that you're consuming those fruits and vegetables and proteins that I just named. Like, imagine how good you're going to feel. Yeah, it may be nice, and don't get me wrong, guys. Like, pizza is definitely one of my favorite foods. I love pizza. There's also ways to make stuff healthier too. So that's a whole nother episode I feel like I can go into. And I've like kind of diverted a lot within this episode. So we'll save that for a later date. But yes, it may be like, oh, this pizza sounds so good. And yeah, have that pizza every once in a while. But don't have that pizza every day. And know that you're going to feel better in the long run. You're going to feel better right in that moment, but in the long run as well. And then a lot of these foods help protect the brain from stress. So the omega-3s that you get from avocados and seeds, they're all associated with your cognitive function. And these protein-rich foods are essential for the production of neurotransmitters. So what neurotransmitters are is those are literally the chemical messengers that facilitate communication between your brain cells and your hormones. So in order for those to be working effectively, we have to be eating these foods. We have to be providing our body with these foods, because if not, like, our body is not working at the maximum potential that God created our bodies to work. If you think about what our ancestors did, freaking out here picking berries and just eating these organic fruits, vegetables, whatever they could get. Like, they were eating, I believe they were eating diverse. But it's so important to make sure that you're doing that for yourself, because our bodies, if you're not, our bodies are not working at the maximum potential that they need to be working at. Some gut health specifics to really focus on are incorporating pre and probiotics within your diet. So you really want to make sure that you get a quality one. Hydration. Drinking water is key. Key. Get yourself a nice little water bottle. It doesn't have to be a Stanley. You don't have to spend $45, $50 on a water bottle. TJ Maxx got them for like $17, or I got this thing on Amazon. I really like it. It's like the thing is line M. I believe it's like something modern, something like that. But yeah, get yourself a nice water bottle so that you are motivated to drink water. And then limit the use of antibiotics and aspirin. These can actually like really mess up your gut health. If you do, for whatever chance, have to take an antibiotic, make sure that you're taking probiotics with it as well. And as for aspirin, y'all, when I sprained my ankle, I did not take a single pill. They were going to give me stuff, and I was like, no, you might as well not, because I'm not taking it. I don't take medicine. I talked about this in my Healing Mind, Body Naturally. When you, the more you take it, your pain tolerance is you're going to essentially, like, you're not going to crave it, but you're going to crave it because you're looking for that Band-Aid. But you're more capable than you think you are, and you can handle way more pain than you think you can. And when you take that aspirin, you're literally just putting a Band-Aid over whatever is occurring, and then it's not solving anything. So you might as well just push through the pain, put your bootstraps on, and let's be tough out here, because it's causing you more harm than good. So I hope you guys really like this episode. I tried to give you guys as much information as possible in a short amount of time regarding like your gut and brain access, because it's really, really important in order to live a healthy, fulfilled life. So the Bible verse that I want to hit on today is Hebrews 10:35-36. So do not throw away this confident trust in the Lord. Remember the great reward it brings you. Patient endurance is what you need now so that you will continue to do God's will. Then you will receive all that he has promised. It's so good. I love that verse because it really showcases, one, to trust the Lord. Trust the Lord wholeheartedly, because when you have that confidence and trust in the Lord, it helps you to not worry about the other things going on in your life. And when you remember truly how faithful God has been in the past, it allows you to trust him more. It's just like any other relationship. Whereas like God doesn't have to work to earn our trust, but we have to experience his faithfulness in order to trust him even more. And he's faithful over and over and over and over and over again. And when you see that, it builds that endurance. It builds that patient endurance is what you need now. When you're going through things, over time, it's going to get easier. Even though you may be going through something harder, over time it's going to get easier because you're building that endurance, you're building that faith, you're building that trust within God. And sometimes you just have to be patient. I'm going through a season where I have to be patient, and I just have to wait on God's timing, because it's not on my timing. It's not on what I want. It's not about me. It's when God is like, okay. When God says, okay. But I have to be patient. I have to build that endurance, and I have to trust God, and I have to know that in order for me to get what I want, I have to be patient in this season, and I have to trust the Lord wholeheartedly and know that as I'm doing this, I'm aligning myself with God's will. I know that what I want is not for me right now. And in order for me to get there, I have to continue to align myself with God's will and trust that, okay, I'm here. God's calling me to go this way. I know that it's for me, just not necessarily right now. There may be some more things that I have to grow through. And I've talked about this in the past. No doesn't always mean no. No sometimes means not right now. And that's okay. We build that patience. We build that endurance. We align ourselves with God's will. And I quote, then you will receive all that he has promised. God is a faithful God. He is a trusting God. He is a promising God. He keeps his promises. So if there's something that you want, know that you will get that in due time. And just continue to align yourself with where God is calling you to be, what God is calling you to do, and then focus on you, and then focus on God, and then you will receive all that he has promised. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode as much as I did. I really enjoyed kind of kind of going off on a couple tangents and just like really being myself within this episode. And I want to thank you guys for giving me a space to really be myself and to express myself and to be my authentic self and to share my goofiness and ridiculousness with you guys. I really, really appreciate it.